Hey guys, I hope you're having a good week so far. If you have a Bible, if you'll take it and turn to Romans chapter 12. And today I want to talk to you about something that we probably have all faced at one point or another. There's a big word that I'll use and another word that I'll use that makes more sense to me. The big word is conform, and the word I like to use is drift. So let me put it this way to you. How many of you have ever been at the lake or at the beach or any body of water for that matter, and you're laying on a float, you're laying on a tube, and then all of a sudden you doze off or you lay your head back and you maybe take a short nap or you just lean back for a few moments, and then when you pick your head up, you realize that you're not in the same place that you were a couple of minutes ago. This is what we call drifting. My wife, when we go to the beach, when we go to the lake, she loves to lay out in the sun. She loves to take her wherever the water goes, right? But there's a passage of scripture in Romans chapter 12 that views this idea of drifting not as a positive thing spiritually, but as a negative thing. So Romans chapter 12 says this: "Therefore, brothers and sisters, in view of the mercies of God, I urge you to present your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to God. This is your true worship." And in verse 2 he says this: "Do not be conformed to this age, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, so that you may discern what is the good, pleasing, and perfect will of God." So clearly here, Paul, the writer of Romans, is telling us to not be conformed to the world, to make sure we stay true to the things of God, to make sure that we are in tune with the Spirit, to make sure that we are following God's plan that He has for our life. Now, this is much easier said than done. I can attest to this in my own life. But over and over in Scripture, we are told to watch out for the things of the world and to watch out for the things of culture. Now, we are still supposed to be in the world, but we're not supposed to be of the world. We're supposed to be able to be in the world, and that we need to make those relationships with other people, with those that don't know Jesus, and to be able to share Christ with them, but not necessarily partake in the sinful worldly activities that they might participate in. So I want to give you an illustration as we end our time today that will kind of, I think, help cement this in your brain of what I mean by this idea of drifting. And when Paul here talks about presenting ourselves as a living sacrifice, this is a daily thing, and it's a daily decision. But if we are not careful, we can find ourselves drifting away from the things of Jesus and to the things of the world. Let me put it like this. As you can see in this video, I am wearing glasses. All right, this has not been the case in my life up until about the past year and a half. When I was growing up, when I was in elementary school, when I was in middle school, I had great vision. I had no problem seeing. I was 20/20 vision. I could go up and do the little eye test and read the very bottom line. I had no worries whatsoever. I was the only one in my family without contacts or glasses. Life was great. Then about a year and a half ago, after I moved to Georgia, all of a sudden I began to realize as I was driving down the road that I could not see the sign. Now, I'm not talking about the small sign on the side of the road with like, here's what's off of this exit, or little triangle sign. I'm not talking about that at all. I am talking about the big, giant, green exit sign that you should be able to see from a good ways away. I couldn't see that, so all of a sudden, that day it hit me. I was like, I can't see. Yet, it didn't happen overnight that my vision went from good to bad, but it was a period of a couple of years of little by little, and slowly but surely my vision went from great to good to kind of average to not so good, where I was having trouble seeing. And guys, this is exactly how your relationship with God versus the world will take place. Everything will be going great, and then one decision here or one little instance here, and then you go through another month and then another season of your life until you look back over a period of years and think, how did I get from point A to point B? So here's what I want to encourage you guys to do. As you read Romans chapter 12, verses 1 through 2, it is clear that we must stay true to what God has for us and not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by what Jesus wants to do in our heart and in our life. So as we end our time today, I want you to ask yourself this question: how can I put up safeguards in my life to where I know every single day, I am being transformed by God and not being conformed to this world. Talk about it with somebody you know, text them, call them, and I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your week. Let's roll.